It's my life.
It was very raw to listen to you try to sing again.
You know, I've been against the ropes. Nothing else matters until I work on getting better, you know? And so it was heartbreaking, it still is. There's a big gap in my heart.
Jon Bon Jovi, the legendary rock star, built a music empire over decades. From chart-topping hits to sold-out concerts, he became one of the richest musicians in the world.
Jon Bon Jovi is not only a trailblazer, influencing countless artists over the years.
But what happens to his massive fortune after he leaves the stage? His family has now been left in shock and disbelief as they reveal the incredible legacy he left behind. With millions at stake, unexpected surprises, and heartfelt moments, this story takes you inside the rock star's career, wealth, and battles he faced. Stay tuned as we reveal the fortune that made his family cry and the impact it left on them. The heartbreaking news involving Jon Bon Jovi's family. Jon Bon Jovi's family recently faced an emotional ordeal that left them in tears as they grappled with the possibility of his career changing forever. Jon Bon Jovi, who has built an empire worth hundreds of millions, a fortune that stands as a testament to his decades of success, reportedly underwent a vocal surgery and now has his legacy threatened.
Jon is still doing daily therapy to strengthen his voice nearly 2 years after surgery to repair an injured vocal cord.
His family couldn't hold back their emotions as they were overwhelmed by fear and love. The question now is, would he ever sing the way he once did? And just how vast was the fortune that left his family in tears? Before we dive deeper, let's rewind for a moment as we take a quick look into his illustrious musical career. This might just be the beginning of what is about to be revealed. Bon Jovi began his musical career in 1974 when he formed his first band, Raise, and took part in a talent contest at his school. At 16, he reportedly formed a band called Atlantic City Expressway and was joined by David Bryan, who would later become a member of the Bon Jovi Band. During his teen days, Bon Jovi played in the band Jon Bon Jovi and the Wild Ones. He was reported to have performed in clubs such as the Fast Lane and opening for local acts. By 1980, he had formed his first original band, known as The Rest. The band was believed to have opened for New Jersey acts such as Southside Johnny and the Asbury Jukes.
Southside Johnny Lyon. Singer, songwriter, harmonica playing leader of the Asbury Jukes.
During those times, Bon Jovi ran errands between gigs at the Power Station recording studio, which was reportedly owned by his cousin, Tony Bon Jovi. According to reports, his first professional recording was the R2D2 We Wish You a Merry Christmas, which was suggested by Mecco, who happened to be the disco producer that recorded the Star Wars Christmas album. In March 1983, Bon Jovi called bassist Alec John Such. Such was also believed to have called experienced drummer Tico Torres and guitarist Richie Sambora. According to reports, Bon Jovi, Sambora, Such, Bryan, and Torres eventually became the founding members of the band Bon Jovi. The band reportedly released its first 2 albums in 1984 and 1985. In 1986, the band achieved widespread success and global recognition with its third album, Slippery When Wet, which had sold 28 million copies worldwide.
And then when Slippery exploded, everybody was able to say, "I told you so."
As of 2011. Slippery When Wet included 3 top 10 singles, 2 of which were You Give Love a Bad Name and Livin' on a Prayer, the Slippery. When Wet Tour was believed to be Bon Jovi's first worldwide tour and consisted of over 200 concerts, which were on about 3 to 4 nights every week. As of 2019, reports have it that the band has released 15 studio albums, 5 compilations, and 3 live albums. The band reportedly sold more than 130 million records worldwide, which made it one of the best-selling American rock bands. It was also reported that Bon Jovi has performed in more than 2,700 concerts in over 50 countries for more than 34 million fans. Bon Jovi was inducted into the UK Music Hall of Fame in 2006, and into the U.S. Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 2018. In 2020, Jon Bon Jovi released a Christmas single called A Jon Bon Jovi Christmas, with 3 new holiday songs. The legendary rock star's career has reportedly brought him great wealth and fortune, which makes him one of the wealthiest rock stars to ever grace the musical stage. But how vast is his wealth? Hold on, because the best part is coming up. Jon Bon Jovi's vast fortune and secrets to wealth. According to reports, Bon Jovi is one of the most successful bands in history, with a discography that spans from Livin' on a Prayer to Always.
That is the Bon Jovi hit Wanted Dead or Alive off of the band's 1986 album Slippery When Wet. Also gave us the #1 songs Livin' on a Prayer.
Reports have it that over 130 million records have been sold worldwide, which have made the frontman, Jon Bon Jovi, one of the richest rock stars in the world. Beyond his musical endeavors, Bon Jovi is believed to have diversified his income through investments in the real estate and hospitality industry, which includes shares in hotels and restaurants, offering inspiration to those who might be considering options like wedding loans to fund significant life events. Asides his career in music and business, Jon Bon Jovi is reported as deeply committed to philanthropy. According to reports, he has been involved in numerous charitable activities, focusing on poverty and homelessness. His JBJ Soul Foundation is regarded as a testament to his dedication.
This is the JBJ Soul Kitchen, cooking up classic farm-to-table cuisine 5 days a week. Fancy stuff, but for the needy, it's not so much a restaurant as a refuge.
To giving back to society, enhancing his profile as a socially responsible individual. Jon Bon Jovi's entrepreneurial spirit is believed to have played a significant role in his wealth accumulation. He reportedly controls all aspects of Bon Jovi's recording, touring, and merchandising, which has always ensured the band's continued success. In addition to his music career, he also dabbled into acting, with roles in films such as Moonlight and Valentino in 1995, U-571 in 2000, and New Year's Eve in 2011. He has also appeared in popular TV shows like The City and Ally McBeal. Jon Bovi's business acumen extends beyond entertainment. He was also reported as the founder and primary owner of the Arena Football League's Philadelphia Soul and has shown interest in various sports franchises, which includes a bid to buy the Buffalo Bills in 2014. He was also reported to have expressed interest in buying 15% of the Atlanta Falcons for $150 million. According to WealthyGorilla.com,
ESPN is reporting that rocker Jon Bon Jovi wants to buy into the Falcons franchise.
Jon Bon Jovi has over the years created a collection of some of the most expensive classic cars in the world, which includes the likes of a Ferrari, Chevrolet Camaro, a Corvette, and a Shelby Mustang. In 2023, Jon listed one of his classic cars, a 1974 Chevrolet Corvette, on eBay Motors. As per the website, the car reportedly received 85 bids, and the highest bid was over $40,000, which ultimately bagged the prized possession. According to Celebrity Net Worth, Jon Bon Jovi's net worth is reported to be a massive $410 million as of 2023. As per the publication, Bon Jovi's band is believed to have the capacity to easily gross $100 to $150 million in a typical touring year. In 2019, the band was reported to have grossed $135 million worldwide, from which the singer was believed to have personally earned $40 million. Now, what could have made his family cry, despite the huge fortune the rock star is leaving behind? Could it possibly be his amazing voice? The most shocking revelation is about to unfold. Jon Bon Jovi's worrying health issues. The singer's journey was not without its own challenges. It became evident when the wife of the singer was earlier reported to have cried out that his voice wasn't great. This was before the singer underwent a vocal cord surgery after he was hospitalized in 2022. The singer is now believed to be recovering from the surgery, which had people speculating about his health. Jon Bon Jovi, who took part in the Thank You Goodnight, the Bon Jovi story, which premiered April 26th, 2024, gave a full detail about his recovery as he followed his band.
This series does go into the origins of the band and the journey of the band, but it also takes us through your health challenges.
Even as they prepared to celebrate their 40th anniversary. Jon Bon Jovi spoke publicly about the health challenge he has been facing that threatened the future of his band at a panel for his band's new docuseries. The singer said one of his vocal cords was atrophying. He described one vocal cord as thick as the thumb and the other being thick as a pinky. He said the strong one was pushing the weak one aside and he wasn't singing well. He described it as his craft being taken from him. He told the people in a 2024 cover story that his voice and his music gave him the most pleasure, and he's fighting to get it back. Due to his legacy and vast fortune, his wife and family had cried out for help as they feared his career might as well come to an end. The musician addressed the situation in the docuseries. He revealed how he started to notice his voice wasn't up to where he wanted it to be in 2013, and how he tried different things to get back to what he liked 10 years ago. In the third episode of the show, Bon Jovi recalled some tough love his wife gave him after a 2022 concert in Nashville. He said his wife told him his voice wasn't great, and also acknowledged the hurt he felt in his heart when he thought in his head that it was time for him to retire. At the doctor's office, Bon Jovi was believed to have learned more about his vocal cord condition, which the doctor described as a part of the aging process. Reports have it that he was told by the doctor that if he didn't want to retire, surgery was the only option for him. Bon Jovi described the procedure as a facelift for his vocal cords as he chronicled his progress. He noted that it was going to take some time before he recovered fully, and added that he sounded worse than he felt originally.
And I just didn't like, it was like, that was weird, that was weird, that was weird. You know, and I was seeking advice and not getting it.
Throughout the docuseries, the singer detailed his recovery process and described regaining strength in his vocal cords slowly but surely. The star then reiterated a point that he made throughout the series, in which he noted that he will know when it's time to retire, when he can no longer give it his all, and notice progress with his voice. At the end of the series, producers reportedly met up with Bon Jovi a year after his surgery. He was believed to have given a report of how he has been participating in the process and measured the progress. Reports have it that it's been over 2 years now since Bon Jovi underwent surgery. While talking with Mix 104.1 Boston in March 2024, Bon Jovi revealed whether or not fans can expect a tour after the group releases a new album in the summer. He said it was his desire to do a tour in 2025, but that he's just recovering from a major surgery. He added that, although he's well on the road to recovery, he's able to take his time and do a song a day when the need arises. He said that his need, want, and desire is to be able to do 2.5 hours a night, 4 nights a week, for months on end. People report that Bon Jovi works with vocal coaches, does vocal exercises daily, and he is now hitting the notes he hasn't been able to hit since he was a kid. The band's drummer Tico Torres told people that they are proud of him. The death of King Charles III will mark a historic turning point for the British monarchy and the world. As the reigning monarch of the United Kingdom and the Commonwealth realms,
funeral plans for the current monarch, King Charles III, are already in place and being continuously updated, it seems.
His passing will initiate a meticulously planned series of events known as Operation Menai Bridge. Beyond the ceremonial changes, his death will also bring shifts in public sentiment, political discourse, and the future of the monarchy. Here are the top 10 things that will happen when King Charles dies. Number 1. Operation Menai Bridge. Operation Menai Bridge is the official plan that gets activated the moment King Charles dies. This procedure lays out all the steps required to handle everything from the initial announcement to the funeral's final details. Handlers within the royal household and top government figures already know their specific roles, so there isn't any confusion when the news breaks. For instance, certain staff members focus on communicating with the Prime Minister, while others coordinate the timing of public announcements. Efficiency is the cornerstone of Operation Menai Bridge. Detailed schedules, sometimes labeled D+1, D+2, and so forth, guide tasks on each day following the king's passing. This helps officials manage events like the lying in state, various religious services, and even the funeral procession route. Without this plan, the scope of these arrangements could spiral into chaos, especially with media outlets clamoring for updates and dignitaries from around the globe preparing to attend ceremonies. Despite sounding clinical, Operation Menai Bridge also takes sensitivity into account.
His aides are regularly reviewing copies of the several hundred-page document outlining his royal funeral plans, dubbed Operation Menai Bridge. The 75-year-old monarch has remained largely out of the limelight since announcing his cancer.
It ensures that public gatherings, tributes, and family moments of mourning all blend smoothly. In that sense, it strikes a balance between the nation's need to grieve and the monarchy's formal obligations. Many might not even notice the intricate orchestration behind each day's proceedings, but it's this structure that provides a calm, organized framework. By laying out precisely what happens and when, Operation Menai Bridge keeps everyone on the same page at a time when emotions run high. Number 2. Private and public notifications. Once King Charles dies, select people are privately informed before the news reaches the public. This ensures that close relatives and top officials, such as the Prime Minister, don't learn of the king's death through rumors or news bulletins. A short window exists where hush-hush communications happen behind the scenes, allowing those in charge to prepare the official statement and key logistical details. Soon after these private notifications, Buckingham Palace releases a formal announcement. Traditionally, this may involve affixing a notice to the palace gates, plus immediate publication on the royal website and social media. Television channels and radio stations usually cut into scheduled programming with the news, then shift to somber, respectful coverage. You'll notice presenters wearing darker attire as a symbolic gesture, and the national mood often changes within hours. People react in different ways. Many feel genuine sadness, recalling King Charles's public endeavors or personal anecdotes they might have heard about him. Others, less attached, might simply acknowledge it as a big historical moment. Still, crowds typically gather near places like Buckingham Palace, laying flowers and handwritten notes. Local authorities team up with the royal household to manage these spontaneous gatherings and keep everything orderly. Number 3. Prince William becomes king.
As my heir, William now assumes the Scottish titles which have meant so much to me. He succeeds me as Duke of Cornwall and takes on the responsibilities for the Duchy of Cornwall.
The monarchy revolves around the concept of no vacancy on the throne, meaning that the crown instantly passes to Prince William upon King Charles's death. There's no break. It happens automatically, guided by age-old rules ensuring stability at a chaotic time. While William's new role is legally effective right away, certain formalities, like public proclamations, will follow to acknowledge him as king in an official, ceremonial manner. Emotionally, this transition isn't simple. William will be grieving his father, but he also has to step into immense responsibilities. Advisors, palace officials, and government liaisons help him navigate everything from giving the first televised address to coordinating family appearances at memorial services. Meanwhile, Kate Middleton assumes the position of Queen Consort, offering William her support while also adjusting to a heightened public profile. The rest of the royal family feels the shift too. Prince George, Princess Charlotte, and Prince Louis move up in the line of succession. Extended members, such as Prince Harry or Princess Beatrice, also find their own positions updated. These changes sometimes affect day-to-day life, like who attends key engagements or represents the crown internationally. Despite the underlying sadness, the new king is expected to reassure the country almost immediately. People look for stability, continuity, and a sense that the monarchy remains a comforting constant. William's actions, small and large, will be scrutinized by the press and public, who'll want to see how his vision might differ from previous reigns. At this delicate moment, his promise to keep tradition alive combined with his modern perspectives, shapes how the public embraces him as the next monarch. Number 4. Accession Council and Formal Proclamation. Although Prince William assumes the crown at once, the Accession Council meets to formally declare his new status. Gathering at St. James's Palace, this council typically includes high-profile government officials, religious leaders, and other key figures. Their job is to expedite the legal recognition of William as king, ensuring the monarchy's continuity is acknowledged not just by tradition, but by constitutional process. The session unfolds in 2 segments. First, council members convene without William present to confirm the passing of King Charles and the rightful succession. Then, William appears for the second part, where he might address the council, expressing gratitude and pledging commitment to his duties. While concise, these statements carry a weight of solemnity, blending modern politics with centuries-old rites. Afterward, a formal proclamation is read in public, often from a balcony at St. James's Palace. Heralds in ceremonial garb announce William as the new monarch.
Our new Prince and Princess of Wales will, I know, continue to inspire and lead our national conversations, helping to bring the marginal to the center ground.
This scene can feel like a direct link to medieval customs, though nowadays, news channels and social media circulate the information faster than any public reading could. Even so, the spectacle's historic flair draws onlookers who gather to witness this slice of living history. Similar proclamations may occur around the UK, underscoring unity across nations like Scotland and Wales. While these events don't change William's status, since he's automatically the king, they reinforce the monarchy's deep roots. Media coverage, often featuring experts explaining the tradition's background, reminds viewers that this formal step is more than pomp. It's a cornerstone of stability, affirming that the baton has been passed seamlessly in the eyes of both government and the people. Number 5. National mourning period. Following King Charles's death, officials typically declare a period of national mourning, marking a stretch of days when the country collectively honors his memory. During this time, flags on government buildings and many other institutions fly at half-mast. Public events, concerts, and sporting matches may be postponed or scaled back as a gesture of respect. TV schedules shift to more solemn programming, often featuring tributes to Charles's life and interviews with those who knew him. In communities around the UK, people might attend special services at churches, mosques, or temples where prayers or reflections on the late king are shared. Soap operas and entertainment shows occasionally adjust storylines or broadcasting schedules to mirror the national mood. Some residents choose to dress in black or wear small black ribbons, showing solidarity with the royal family's grief. Meanwhile, the royal family itself reflects this tone in all public appearances. They may limit their official engagements to memorial events or quiet gatherings with the public. At these gatherings, you'll often see lines of mourners offering flowers and heartfelt letters, creating a poignant blend of sorrow and admiration. The new King William, along with Queen Consort Kate, might tour parts of the country to meet well-wishers, acknowledging local tributes while standing strong in the face of personal and national sadness. Outside the public sphere, government departments adhere to specific guidelines about communication, ensuring consistent messaging. Even parliamentary business can be reduced during key mourning days, underscoring the gravity of losing a head of state. When the mourning period ends, it transitions the country toward the funeral and final committal services, where the most profound expressions of farewell take place. Number 6. Lying in state at Westminster Hall. One of the most moving traditions during a monarch's passing is the lying in state at Westminster Hall. In this centuries-old setting, King Charles's coffin would be placed on a raised platform called a catafalque, typically draped in the royal standard. Guards from various military units stand vigil in rotating shifts, maintaining reverent silence. Sometimes members of the royal family join them for brief, solemn vigils, heightening the emotional importance of the moment. This event grants the public a direct opportunity to pay their respects. Long queues can stretch for hours as individuals from all walks of life wait to pass by the coffin. Some people regard it as a civic duty, to physically witness and acknowledge the passing of a monarch they've grown up hearing about. Others seek a personal closure, wanting to reflect on Charles's life of service or his personal passions, such as environmental advocacy. The atmosphere inside Westminster Hall is hauntingly calm, with many visitors pausing briefly to bow or curtsy. Photography is typically restricted, preserving the space's solemnity. News cameras often film the line itself, revealing a cross-section of society: children, seniors, tourists, and British citizens from every background. It's an extraordinary display of unity, a solemn pilgrimage that transcends everyday social barriers. Because the lying in state only lasts a few days, crowds grow quickly. Officials coordinate security carefully.
A stunning security breach when a man inside Westminster Hall rushed towards the Queen's coffin,
Sometimes providing timed entry passes or special lanes to manage the flow. Number 7. State funeral at Westminster Abbey. A state funeral is usually held for a reigning monarch at Westminster Abbey, a place that's intrinsically bound to England's royal heritage. The spectacle begins with a procession, often involving pallbearers and senior members of the family walking behind the coffin. Thousands line the streets, hoping to glimpse the passing cortege. Some wave national flags, others stand in hushed respect, absorbing a moment that will dominate historical memory for decades to come. Inside the abbey, the scene is both grand and solemn. Heads of state, foreign royals, religious leaders, and others fill the pews, representing a global cross-section. The Archbishop of Canterbury, or another high-ranking cleric, typically leads the service, which might blend Anglican rituals with tributes to Charles's life. Prayers, hymns, or readings capture his dedication to duty, his personal enthusiasms, and the legacy he passed on. Cameras capture every detail for a worldwide audience. Commentary from historians and royal experts helps viewers grasp the event's deeper context, tying Charles's funeral to the constitutional and cultural tapestry of Britain. For many at home, it's a day of collective reflection. Even if they never felt personally connected to the monarchy, they recognize that a central figure in public life is receiving a final, dignified farewell. Once the service concludes, the coffin is carefully carried outside. Another short procession may happen, after which it continues onward for a private burial. People lingering in central London watch quietly, some shedding tears, others simply standing in thoughtful silence. The ceremony's formal end signals a national shift, where the mourning peaks, then gradually gives way to the formalities that follow, including the final committal and the monarchy's transition under King William. Number 8. Burial at Windsor. After the funeral service at Westminster Abbey, King Charles's coffin generally travels to Windsor for a more intimate committal ceremony. St. George's Chapel is a common resting place for British monarchs, offering a serene and historical setting. This smaller gathering focuses on immediate family members and close friends. In contrast to the Abbey's worldwide broadcast, the scene in Windsor is often more private, aiming to provide genuine finality for Charles's loved ones. Many viewers might see only snippets of this ceremony on television, if at all, since the family understandably values privacy. Despite the subdued atmosphere, the event carries deep symbolic weight. Charles's coffin is gently lowered into the royal vault or a nearby resting space, uniting him with generations who walked the same corridors. The chapel's stained glass windows and ancient stone walls lend an almost timeless feel, underscoring that while national pageantry has ended, the monarchy's family unit is still processing a personal loss. In the days that follow, the Windsor grounds may see an uptick in visitors leaving flower bouquets and notes. Some might pause outside the chapel to reflect on Charles's contributions, or simply observe a moment of silence. Over time, official tours resume, and tourists glimpse the chapel where many monarchs lie. The personal resonance of this final farewell lingers, marking the last formal stage of the series of events honoring Charles's memory. Number 9. Revisions to official titles and roles. The monarchy is a structure built on hierarchy and heritage, so King Charles's death triggers updates in titles and responsibilities. The moment William becomes king, Kate takes on the title of Queen Consort, while their children, and other family members, see shifts in their positions. For example, Prince George now stands as heir apparent, placing him first in line for the throne. Princess Charlotte and Prince Louis move accordingly in the order of succession. Beyond these headline changes, there's a ripple of administrative adjustments. William's existing titles, like Prince of Wales, might transfer or be redrawn altogether. Weeks or months of behind-the-scenes work follow, with websites, official stationery, and ceremonial regalia all requiring updates. Even currency and postage stamps will eventually swap out Charles's image for William's, though that tends to be a slow, phased process to avoid unnecessary expense. What do you think about Jon Bon Jovi's story? What do you think about the rock star's fortune that made his family cry? Share your thoughts with us in the comments section. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more. Also, click on the following video showing on your screen. You will enjoy it.